When you were a kid, a single summer felt like it lasted forever. 6 weeks off school stretched out like an entire lifetime. Now, you blink and a whole year is gone. Christmas comes around again before you've even put away the decorations from last time. Here's the strange part. A year is exactly the same length it's always been. 365 days. The clocks haven't changed, but something inside you has. Time feels like it's speeding up, and it gets a little faster every single year you're alive. So why does life feel faster the older you get? And the real question, can you slow it back down? Because you actually can. Let's start with the most famous explanation. It's over 100 years old, and it's beautifully simple. Back in 1897, a philosopher named Paul Janet noticed something. He suggested that we judge the length of time against the length of our own life. Think about it like this. When you are 5 years old, 1 year is a fifth of your entire existence. It's a huge, enormous chunk of everything you've ever known. But when you are 50, 1 year is just 1/50th of your life. The exact same year is now a tiny sliver compared to everything you've lived through. So each year feels smaller than the last, because it's a smaller and smaller fraction of the total. Your first summer holiday felt eternal. Your 40th barely registers. It's a lovely theory, and it's part of the answer, but it's not the whole story. Because something even more interesting is happening inside your head. Your brain does not measure time the way a clock does. A clock counts seconds. Your brain counts memories. When you look back and ask, how long was that? Your brain doesn't check a stopwatch. It checks how much it remembers. Lots of new memories? That felt like a long time. Almost nothing new? That felt short. And this is where childhood wins, every single time. Because when you're young, almost everything is a first. Your first day of school, the first time you rode a bike, your first friend, first holiday, first taste of the ocean. Your young brain is firing constantly, recording everything in vivid, high-definition detail. All those rich, dense memories make that time feel enormous when you look back on it. A single childhood summer is packed with so many firsts that, in your memory, it stretches on and on. Now look at a typical adult week. You wake up to the same alarm, the same commute, the same desk, the same lunch, the same screen, the same drive home. And then you do it again and again. Your brain has seen all of this before, so it stops bothering to record it in detail. Why waste storage on another identical Tuesday? And here is the unsettling result. When you reach the end of the year and ask, where did it go? Your brain looks back and finds almost nothing new to point to. So it shrugs and reports back. That went by in a flash. The year didn't actually go fast. You just barely remember it. There's even a theory about why this speeds up physically. In 2019, an engineer named Bejan argued that as we age, our brains process new images more slowly. As a child, you take in mental snapshots rapidly, many per second. As you get older, that rate drops. Fewer snapshots in the same amount of real time, and time itself feels like it's flowing faster past you. It's still debated, but it fits the same pattern. You've probably felt all of this yourself without realizing it. Scientists call it the holiday paradox. Think about a trip somewhere new. While you're actually there, exploring a strange city, the days feel rich and full. But the moment you get home, you look back, and the whole week seems to have vanished in an instant, somehow both long and short at the same time. That's novelty at work. New places and new experiences flood your brain with fresh memories, and those memories are what stretch time out when you look back. So here's the picture we've built. As you get older, life becomes more routine, more automatic, more of the same. And the more automatic your life becomes, the fewer memories you make, and the faster the years disappear. Which leads to a genuinely uncomfortable thought. If you spend your days on autopilot, doing the same thing over and over, your brain records almost none of it. And a life you don't remember is a life that feels like it barely happened at all.
It's like falling asleep at the wheel of your own life and waking up years later wondering where the time went. But, and this is the part that matters, if your brain measures life in memories, then you are not powerless. You hold the controls. Because the same rule works in reverse. If routine makes time vanish, then novelty makes it expand. Every time you do something new, your brain wakes up and starts recording in high definition again. You can literally make your life feel longer, not by adding years, but by filling them with things worth remembering. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Take a different route home. Learn something that scares you a little. Talk to a stranger. Visit a place you've never been. Break one small piece of the routine on purpose. Each new experience is a fresh memory, a marker your brain can hold on to. String enough of them together, and a year stops being a blur. It becomes full again. It becomes long again. And maybe pay attention to the small things too. The taste of your coffee, the light in the afternoon, a conversation you'd usually rush through. Presence is its own kind of novelty. So no, time isn't really speeding up. Your life is just becoming more familiar. And a familiar life slips through your fingers without leaving a trace. The years feel fast because you've stopped collecting new days. You've been living the same one on repeat. So the next time you catch yourself asking, "Where did the year go?" treat it as a warning. It means it's time to go and do something you'll actually remember. You can't slow down the clock, but you can give yourself a life so full of new moments that, when you look back, it feels like it lasted forever. Just like it did when you were a kid. So go make a memory. Your future self will be looking back for it. If you enjoyed falling down this rabbit hole, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.